Muscle is longevity. The more muscle that you guys build on your body, the more years that you are adding to your life.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Macro Hour with Nikkiey Stott, co-founder of WarriorBabe. And on this podcast, we talk about mindset, methodologies, and tactics that will help you lose body fat, build muscle, be strong, and feel insanely confident. I'm your host, Nikkiey Stott, and welcome to this special episode bringing you guys live into one of our VIP coaching calls. The 1,000 plus women inside of this call are all working towards becoming stronger, more confident versions of themselves through one-on-one coaching with WarriorBabe. And WarriorBabe's mission, if you don't already know it, is to help 100,000 women plus go beyond that through sustainable, realistic fitness methodologies, achieve their desired body composition no matter what their age is. And each day, we get closer and closer to hitting that 100,000 number. So I hope this live training helps you, and maybe if you aren't already a WarriorBabe, then you will be one soon. Enjoy.
What we're going to talk about tonight is the stopping. I've already kind of hinted at that we were going to talk about it. And I say it all out of love. I want you guys to succeed. So this is just going to be another tactic mentally, mindset-wise, to catch yourself on and know to just stop stopping. And we're going to just dive into it a little bit. All right. So first, before I dive into it, let me just say that the wishing, the hoping, the desiring, the wanting, all of those things in that space is a waste of time and energy. Wishing that you were in a better place, hoping that you could understand macros, desiring a better body, wanting better health, they deepen the story. And I know I say, focus on the things that you want to become. Sure, that's a different type of energy I'm talking about. But these staying in that space of wanting, hoping, desiring, shoulding, all these things, they deepen that story that you don't have something yet, right? That you are unfulfilled. You feel incomplete. You don't have what you need to be happy. And wanting soon then turns into this more hoping, and now you're in this no position to be effective. Does that make sense? So here's an example. Ask someone, and maybe you've been in this position before, ask someone what she wants to do, and she can talk and will talk forever, right? You will hear a lot come from her. Then ask her, when she's finished, what does she choose to do? Have you ever been in that position? And it's absolute silence, right? People can talk about all day, what they want, but then ask what she's going to choose to do, and it's silence. How many of you heard this from friends or family members, or even been that person? No judgment again, no shame here, right? Maybe you've had the conversation with your husband. Your husband's like, I want to lose weight too. Cool. What are you going to do about it? What do you choose to do? Maybe they'll say, I want to start meal prepping. You see that? I want to start meal prepping. I want to start eating better. You know what I mean? We've all been there. I want to do this stuff. And that's because there's a huge difference between those two activities. Nice. Jessica just had this conversation with her daughter today. There's a huge difference between those two things. One lives in this endless feedback loop of mental fantasy, right? Wanting, hoping, desiring, wanting, wishing, shoulding, yada, yada, yada. The other one, you guys, this is what I want you all to pay attention to, lives in the real world of action. Okay. Whether the action happens or doesn't happen always depends on what you choose to do. It will never depend on what you want to do. Does that make sense? So many people are paralyzed by the option of choice. And Tony Robbins says this, they should all over themselves. Have you heard that before? Should I do this? Should I track macros? Should I work out today? Should I read this new mindset book? Should I do this next challenge? Should I invest in this program? And the worries always win. They are given the power. They take control of the brain. They stop the action. At the end of the day, nothing is chosen. I want you guys to know that choosing is powerful. Choosing is action taking. Action taking is what produces results. You guys know I've said this over and over and over again in so many different ways. Action is what's necessary. And so choosing to track macros, choosing to work out today, choosing to read a book that's going to help you, choosing to show up on these weekly meetings with the coaches or myself, choosing to show up on your weekly huddles with your coach, choosing to do your check-ins, choosing to participate fully in the next challenge. When you define the necessary required actions that you'll be taking, then you've got to do the necessary required actions without stopping. And this is where I'm going to talk about stopping. So what I mean by this is many people, and maybe you found yourself in this position too, begin something new with like, fuck yeah, I'm so stoked. I got this inspired action. I'm signing up for the program. Here we are right now. Woo! You're running around your house, your apartment. You're like, I can go to 5 mile run now. I feel so freaking good. But then something happens. And soon you get discouraged and then distracted and life hits you in the face and finally become so sidetracked that what you began is never finished. And here we are at the end of the challenge, and some people stopped. Went. And so, you probably started a lot of things that you never accomplished in life. And many it's this challenge or it's the program, or you may be in a rut with the program right now. I know I've hopped on here on Tuesday. Someone's like, I needed this motivation for like 6 months now, or, I've been stuck and I haven't been able to get out. And so you tried it and then it just dropped out of your focus, right? How many times has that happened to somebody? Maybe even not with the VIP, but other things, right? We've all been there. You started and then you stopped. Now it's time to stop stopping, especially if you're in the VIP. It's time to stop stopping. If you had just stayed, think about it like this. If you had just stayed with things, you would have success now beyond imagining. But you stopped. So stop stopping. And this is the thing. Most people confuse activity with productivity. They value busyness over results. So they jump into something that they are so excited about and start applying enormous energy into it, but soon shut down and quit. And like the slightest setbacks, we've all had them, has them stop. Maybe it's had you stop. And you kind of like trying to find that same excitement that you had when you first joined the program to give you that type of energy to be able to do it again, or to start back up again, or pick up back where you left. But that won't happen to you when you stop stopping, right? You got to choose your path and you got to stay on it. And so maybe we're coming to the end of this challenge and you may be thinking, but why do I do that? What's wrong with me? Why do I stop? Do I need to find out that why? Like, why does that keep happening? And I need you to understand, you don't need to figure out any of that. It doesn't matter. It's only going to keep you from making progress. And you're just going to, in that space, you're going to keep going to past theories or stories and beliefs as to why you do that. You want to replace all that mental spinning with just pure action, right? So think about it like this. This is another way to think about it too. A human being is built, well, like any other human form, right? We're built to persist until a goal is achieved. Make sense? So those of you who have children, you guys have kids, maybe grandkids. Yeah. Or, think about, if you don't, then just think about a child. They get what they want and you'll see natural built-in persistence in those guys. Children don't stop even when you tell them no, right? Right, moms? They will figure it out. They're natural, sellers. They get what they want, right? But somewhere along the way, we've learned as we've grown up about stopping and how it's an option. And soon we start stopping everything that gets uncomfortable. So first we do it after severe frustration. Then we do it, we dwindle it down to medium frustration where we start stopping. And then as soon as we face anything of any discomfort at all, we quit. And what I mean by that is macros is fucking hard. I mean, let me just put it out there. It's not easy. It's a skill set, y'all. It's just like riding a bike. You got to figure it out. Anything new requires something different. You got to do something different than what you've been doing before, right? Macros is a skill. It's learning nutrition. It's learning how to fuel your body. That can be uncomfortable because you have to take time aside to figure it out. Going to walk into the gym can be uncomfortable if you've never been in the weight room before. It's full of men or people you think that are looking at you while you're working out because you lack the confidence to go in and walk through and just get it done. But you have to build that confidence, right? And so people quit at that. People quit at getting uncomfortable. People quit at lack of confidence. People quit when they don't make enough time in their schedule to go work out. People quit and they think that that's uncomfortable. And at this point of like growing up, we've just thinking stopping is an option. And when you stop stopping, you will achieve virtually any goal that you ever set for yourself. I'm being honest with you. Because you eliminate all that mental space of thinking that you can't, or thinking that it's too hard, or thinking that, you know, here we are, I'm set back and I'm stopping again. When you stop stopping, you're going to achieve virtually anything you want, any goal you want. You'll never give up. You'll finish everything that you're truly committed to. You guys know I've talked about this in the blueprint modules. You have to make a committed decision to yourself to follow through. You have to make the committed decision to follow through. You have to stop stopping. And when you do that, you're going to achieve your fitness goals. You're going to lose all the body fat that you want to lose. You're going to build the muscle that you want to build. And off of that, when you follow through with the commitment to yourself, guys, confidence is doing things that are hard or that you've never done before. That's how confidence gets built. People aren't born with confidence. I sure as fuck wasn't born with confidence. People on here weren't born with confidence. You've got to follow through and make the committed decision on things that you said you're going to do for yourself. And you've got to take the action. That's where you're going to build the confidence. But every time you stop, think about it like this. Every time you stop, you are literally taking away a self-confidence motivator to yourself. You're literally taking it away.
Hey, just want to drop a huge appreciation to you guys listening to the show. It means a lot. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and there's so much more to come with it. If you are enjoying it, hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate that tons. And also, it would help this podcast reach others who need to hear these messages too. Thanks so much, guys. Let's get back to the show.
The habit of stopping too soon is misinterpreted too. Like, I don't want you guys to think that when you guys stopped on this challenge, or when you stopped at any other point of the program, or on any part of your own personal journey, it's misinterpreted as like a lack of willpower or courage, or like drive or desire to do something. But that's nonsense. It's only a habit. You guys know we've talked about habits before. It's only a habit. And like any other habit, it can be replaced with another habit. That's what I mean. Like, it's not worth your mental energy and space to think, oh my God, why do I do this? Cool. I mean, if you want to figure out what a trigger is for you, that's awesome. So that when you meet the trigger face to face, you know not to go down that trigger's path, because it's not going to lead you anywhere good. It's going to lead you to stopping. But it's not like you need to sit there and be like, why do I do this? Or why am I beating myself up over this? Or like, why do I stop? Because you're just going to go into past stories and past beliefs about everything. And instead, you can just replace that habit that you got yourself stuck on by taking action in the supportive ways. It's going to build another habit. You know what I mean? Like, action is your best friend. You don't want to go work out? Guess what? Go work out. Do the opposite of anything that doesn't support you. You don't want to track macros? Cool, go track macros. Yeah, fucked up midday? Cool, it's time to get right back on track midday. You know what I mean? Right? It's like the inverse of the things that aren't supportive. It's like, okay, what's the action of the supportive, and what do I need to do right now? And the more that you just embed that habit within yourself, you're going to replace, it's literally like your body and your mind. It's crazy. Our mindsets are crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you guys could just have tactics of macros and workouts here in VIP. But adding in this mindset factor is so important, because mindset factor is like what I've said before. It's like the bottom of the iceberg that nobody sees that gets people success. It's discipline, it's the dedication, it's determination, it's the willpower, it's the saying no to things, right? So like the mindset piece of this, if you just keep working on that habit of yours on top of nutrition, on top of macros, it's really just taking the action. There's going to be no room for all of those non-supportive things. They're soon going to hold no more space. But the second you give them space, the second that they come back, and the second that they're going to keep coming back, right? So remember the supportive actions that you need to take And those are the things that are going to help build the habits of not stopping. At any point too of this, when you're replacing the habit, your inner stance is also going to be changed. And for all of you here, you know, you can either have the inner stance of a quitter, but I don't think any of you guys are quitters, or you can have the inner stance of a finisher, right? Which one are we going to be? Quitters or finishers? Finishers? I better see all y'all's hands up. Who's going to be a quitter? Damn straight. Ain't nobody. So we got to stop stopping. Right? We're going to see it through all the time to our goals. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that someday we're not going to have some days, but the most important thing is that you're on the right path and you stay on the right path. Some days we're going to have days where, you know, we're on vacation, like Sheree at Lake Tahoe right now. Man, that sounds bomb. Or we're going on 4th of July vacations with our family. But the most important thing is, you guys, it doesn't turn into a week. It doesn't turn into 2 weeks. You get right back on track the day the holiday is over. We go right back to what our lifestyles are, right? The choice is always yours, and it's never too late to choose. You got to remember that. All right. It's not what do you want to do with your life and your fitness goals and what you choose to do. It is what you choose to do. It's not what you want to do. It's what you choose to do. And then you got to stop it. So one thing that I've recently shared with the WarriorBabe team about this is, and they've brought it up too, and we kind of like went back and forth on a couple like meetings about this, but I want you guys to pick your hard. Maybe you guys heard me talk about this on my story on Instagram. I want you to pick your hard. It's essentially the same thing as like want versus choose. You know, I think we're all collectively here. We want to lose body fat. We want to build muscle. We want to feel more confident. We want longevity. We want added years to our life, right? Yet so many people say that tracking is hard. So many people like, that's like a deterrent to joining WarriorBabe. It's because macros are hard. And they're not even willing to learn. And they say tracking is hard. Macros are hard. It's too challenging to understand. Making time to fit in, you know, my busy calendar to work out is hard. Okay, let me ask you this. Would you rather have that hard? Or would you rather have the hard of would you rather have how hard it is to feel confident in your own skin, or be able to wake up every single day and put on clothes you actually feel good in? Right? What hard are you going to choose? Because macros is a skill set that's going to help you change your body composition. It's going to help you lose fat. It's going to help you build muscle. It's going to help you feel good. It's going to give you energy. It's going to make you feel confident. So what hard are you going to choose? Are you going to really spend the mental energy of saying that macros are too hard, or I don't want to work out, or, you know, hitting the snooze button in the morning to miss your AM workout, and you're like, oh God, I have to push it to the afternoon when you know you're not an afternoon workouter, right? What hard are you going to choose? Are you going to choose, you know, not getting your nutrition dialed in, not getting your workouts done, or are you going to choose waking up every day and hating the way that you feel? Remember that. You got to pick your hard, right? I guarantee you, when you spend the mental energy of doing the actions that you wish to be done in a supportive way, what's supportive of your goals, all of the things of hard or these excuse makings, or, you know, I don't have enough time, or it's too busy, or yada, 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 it's going to go out the door. So I just want you to remember that, just to pick your hard. I'm going to read some of these comments here before I continue on. Coach Jess goes, you can either want what you want or work for what you want. Yeah, exactly. Work for what you want, y'all. I mean, how many times too, like, think about that. Like, you know, I just said, like, how many times you may be in conversation where somebody can go on and on and on about what they want, but then you ask them what they're going to choose to do. And they were like, some of them just don't know. And that's where they need the help of a coach. Right. But it's like, oh, I want to meal prep, or I want to start eating better. How many times have we heard that one? I want to start eating better. Right. Can't be in that space anymore. You got to work for what you want. You got to track those macros. You got to learn the macros. You got to work out. You got to do the uncomfortable things. Yeah, it's better to say I get to work out. I get to track macros, right? I get to do all these things that are supportive of the things that the results that I want to accomplish, right? Someone gave me the words, I am committed to, that changed me. It took away the words want and hope. Yeah. So I love that because it's an affirmation. I am committed to, and then you add in whatever you want to accomplish for yourself. And that the I am is like a bridge to your future self. And the more that you repeat that affirmation over and over and over again, you're literally pulling your future self into the now. And I talked about that before, of who you want to be and who you want to become. You have to start acting like that person, because that person's not going to be like, oh, well, I'm too busy to work out today. That person didn't achieve their goals by saying that. You know what I mean? So get uncomfortable, be uncomfortable, Laura. I think there's something to be said about changing the mindset from as soon as I do start, then I'll be happy, content, and good enough, versus realizing as soon as you take one step after the other, that is the beginning of what you've been wanting and waiting for. That's how getting there happens. That's so true. I remember back when I first competed, the only thing in my mind was like, I'm happy when I accomplish this goal. You're just like putting your happiness on hold. Why not be happy now? Be happy where you are. And then you're just going to share. When you achieve those things that you want, you're already happy. And he's like, damn straight. Maverick's like, yeah, man, go mom. It's so true, So you got to be happy and content now with yourself, because there ain't no space for destroying and beating yourself off over things. Right. And Teresa says, the way I felt 6 months ago is what helps me stay on track each day. Yes. Change your mindset. Yes. Yes, guys. All great stuff. All truth. So yeah, I challenge you guys with this new challenge that's coming up. See it through. This one's going to be fun. You're going to achieve your goals. You're going to find the mindset, confidence within yourself. What we're doing right now, what you guys are doing by working out and building muscle, especially my babes here that are like 55, 65, 75 or older, and anybody even before that age, you guys are priming your body in so many amazing ways. Muscle is longevity. The more muscle that you guys build on your body, the more years that you're adding to your life. So I was reading this cool thing online. It's not that we're over fat. We're under muscled in this world, y'all. All right. So remember that. I saw that and I was like, holy shit. Like I almost had to go blast and pass when I worked in the emergency room and I worked in long-term care before that. I remember questioning myself every time I was taking care of a patient, not questioning myself, questioning them. I'm like, why are they here? Or why are these people keep showing up? Or like, I'm sure people in the healthcare understand this. You guys see this every single day. You see sick people, you see, people that fall and break their hips. And there's people that after the age of 65 that break their hip don't really ever walk again. So, and I always looked at them and I'm like, how Tony Robbins says this, he's like, you can just tell how somebody lives their life by just looking at them. Right. And so we're under muscled in this world. And what you guys are doing now by strength training and working out every single day and building muscle or making your bones stronger and your muscles stronger, you're adding years to your life. You're adding more time that you can be spending with your grandchildren or watching your kids grow up and being in better health for yourself, being around with your family. Right. So remember that. All right. Keep working out. Keep loving strength training. No more of this cardio shit. No more of this, boot camp. It's strength training, right? Yes, Sarah, I saw you. Yes. Keep lifting that heavy shit. Keep challenging yourself, right? All right, warrior babes.
Real quick, the only ask I could ever have of you guys is to help spread the word so we can help more women lose body fat, build muscle, reach their goals, and feel insanely confident. And the only way we can do that is if you rate, review, and share this podcast. So the single thing I ask for you to do is if you could leave a review. It will take you 10 seconds. and it will mean the absolute world to me and may change the world of someone else.